Happy New Year! I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up, and it is a new year and time for our occasions catalog. And it's also time for the biggest sale of the year, Sale-a-bration. The Sale-a-bration brochure has a number of products in it that you cannot buy. You can only get free. So for instance, the butterfly elements you can get with a $50 order. This year there are some things that you can buy. They have put together a group of products. For instance, this butterfly gala cards, and if you order this, you can put this in for free and make these wonderful cards. You can earn these products free with any order. It does not need to be these bundles. There is also an opportunity to join if you've ever thought of being a demonstrator or even just being a hobby demonstrator where you are your only customer and you enjoy the 20 to 25% savings on every order.
Now is a great time to join. Click on Home and then Sip Together, and that will take you to my website where you'll have more information about this special deal where you can join and get an extra $50 of free product and maybe even a handy tote. I also wanted to share some resources. If you click on Organization, I have some color tools.
First of all is my stamp case slips. I just print these out on just plain copy paper. You can just print one page at a time, or you can print out all of the pages and cut them up like I do. And then you can just look through and find the slip that you need. You can slide this in, and I usually just set it in there. They stay pretty well, but if you want to add a little tiny bit of adhesive, that will work too. On these slips, you will find the catalog and the page, how many stamps are in the set, and whether it's a photopolymer or our new cling stamps. And I see I've got an error on this one I'll need to fix. Mine says photopolymer, but this is actually a cling stamp, so I will fix those on my download page for you. On the back has the French name and number and the German name and number, the recommended blocks, and the products that it coordinates with. So for instance, the Humming Along coordinates with the Hummingbird framelits, which you will love. The spine is color coordinated. These colors go with the colors on the table of contents in the annual catalog. So if you are looking for birthday stamps, you will want to look for this color. So here's a couple of birthday stamps. When I go through the seasonal catalogs, I just kind of guess where Stampin' Up! Might put them. So if you like to sort your stamps on your shelf by theme, you might want to sort by color. I also have the catalogs that they're from, which I find very helpful. Here's Buffalo Check, which is a carryover. It is still a current product, so you might want to sort them by catalog, or you might just be looking through your shelf to find a stamp set that might be current. Personally, I like to sort mine by alphabets. However you sort your stamps, I have tried my best to make it easy for you. Another source I have for you is product labels. I have formatted these to print on Avery 5167, 80 labels per sheet, 1/2 inch by 1 3/4 inches. And they print just fine on my computer and my printer. As you download these and then put them on your computer, hopefully it all stays in the right formatting. It is a PDF, so that's helpful. But I do recommend that you print it on regular copy paper, and then I usually fold these and put them up next to the printed copy paper to see if they are lined up the right way, especially the bottom ones. When you print the PDF, be sure that you print them full size. Some systems allow you to shrink it to fit the page.
So it should work, but if you can't make it work, just print it on copy paper or full sheet sticker paper and cut it up and make your own labels.
I find these labels very helpful. So I can see the punch image on this side and I can see the punch name on this side. And we've got a couple of wonderful new punches. Maybe you know that I raise guide dog puppies for Guide Dogs of America, and so this one will be well used for me, I'm sure. And there is a coordinating stamp set. I like to put these labels on my embossing folders as well, even though I do store them usually in a stamp case, because it has the name right on the product. You'll also find large labels. I put these labels on designer series paper and other large things, like the cute crew punch box. And I list all the colors and all of the products that come with kits and things on these labels. I do print these on regular copy paper and just adhere them with adhesive. So I just adhere these labels to whatever I'm storing my papers in with strong adhesive. I had such a hard time finding a way to store my 12 by 12 and 6 by 6 papers that I went and actually bought a case of these really, really heavy duty, I think they're 6 mil plastic bags. They have a reclosable top on them. They are a little bit large for our paper, so I just fold up and tape the bottom of it, and it makes a very neat package. Same is true for the 6 by 6. If you would like to order some of those, come to my website and click on the shop button, and you'll find at the very bottom of that page products from Bev. Somebody asked me to make labels. They specified the size of labels, and so I've continued to make those. And I also have these, I call them my DSP samplers. And so you can print these out. This is copy paper, but print them out on cardstock and then cut your designer series paper to 2 by 3 and then punch a hole here. This again shows you all the information you need to know, whether it's a 12 by 12 or a 6 by 6, how many sheets, and the colors that are in that collection. The way I store most of my supplies that I can fit in is into our stamp cases. So for instance, the swirls and curls, and I was so glad that this was on the carryover. I love this embossing folder. Simply Chamois fits perfectly in a case. Our new rectangle stitched framelits, and I usually put magnetic sheets. I do photocopy the pages first, so I can tell right away if I'm missing pieces.
So you'll find case inserts on my website with all the information, all the names and numbers for all the markets except Japan.
I do have taggers. I don't have these posted just yet, but look for those soon on my shop for products from Bev. I will have taggers for the hearts as well. And there's some things like the Darling Label Punchbox stamp sets that don't come in a case, so I've made a case insert for those. The watercolor pencils, this is actually in the annual catalog. I have a full-size insert that you can cut up. So that gives you your front label, of course your spine, your back label showing all the colors, and then inside I've got the colors, and so you can put them in order if you want. I usually keep mine with a blender pen and a little tiny pencil sharpener. Works perfectly. You will find these case inserts on that same case inserts page, but also on their own page. I do have instructions on how to make a little shelf and these little boxes. They just barely fit. Your boxes might squish a little bit, but it organizes your bottles very nicely. So here's the directions on how to make those little boxes. So I have those for all the color families as well as the in colors, and then some specialty ink refills. And then I have color tools. I usually make a similar chart, but Stampin' Up! Did it for us this time around. So they have all the color families, the color names, and you can mark on here or even put a sample whether you have the paper, the stamp pad, and the markers. This is another resource that I have under products from Bev, a paper sampler. I have lists of colors. This one's in alphabetical order. Maybe you like to keep your colors in alphabetical order. This one is alphabetical by family group. So I've got all the in colors, the brights, the neutrals. This one is in rainbow order by color family. I actually store my paper alphabetically, but I keep track of my colors in rainbow order. I put that together this way so that you can actually print it out as a bookmark for maybe in your catalog. And then I also have this resource for you that has that same color spectrum, but I have checked off boxes if we have Stampin' Blends, if we have ribbon, and if we have other embellishments in those colors. Another color resource that I have available is my RGB and autocorrect charts. I love autocorrect. I type some of these words a whole lot, for instance cardstock. I have set up my autocorrect to work with me instead of against me, so if I type capital C, capital S, my computer changes it to cardstock. And if I type MPG, it's not miles per gallon, it's multi-purpose glue. And TNT is the tear and tape. So all of my colors, I can just type PPIN and it changes it to powder pink. I also have the RGB colors, and I have a video on how to use the RGB colors and also the hexes for working online. And a few more color resources. If you like using Stampin' Spots, they're especially wonderful for the Stamparatus. We sell Stampin' Spots that are uninked, so I would actually print this out 2 times and glue one to the top and one to the bottom so that I can keep track of my colors. And I have a similar one for sponge daubers. Stampin' Up! Does not sell these boxes, but you can get them readily online. I like to store my sponge daubers with ink side down so the color all stays inside. Then I just fold this and cut it to fit my box around on this line and just adhere it into my box. And so this coordinating square is Mary Merlot, so I have a sponge dauber ready to go. You could actually put my labels on here as well, put them around your sponge daubers.
One of my favorite organizational tools is Evernote. Evernote is a free program that helps you organize. I've used it to create a searchable catalog of products from Stampin' Up! It allows me to search by color, image, product type, word, phrase, or event, and more. It synchronizes on your phone and laptop so you can look through the Stampin' Up! Catalog from anywhere, anytime. I share my Evernote notebook for a small donation. Just check Products by Bev to find out more.
So if you want to help yourself get organized so that you have more time for Stampin', come on over to bevadams.com. If you don't already have a demonstrator, I would love to help you find what you need. And if you would like catalogs, I will have those. You can click a link to look at the catalogs online at bevadams.com, or send me an email and I'll get these catalogs to you in the mail. Talk to you soon. Bye.